Yeah, I had this little bad thing, something like the tens. She gave a nigga mad brain, something like the whiz. But you see the sad thing, fucking with it is the chick ain't even had brains, dummy like a bitch. So I tried to show her about the world and about just who we really are, and where we've come and how we still have to go really far. Like, baby, look at how we live broke on the boulevard. But all she ever want me to do is unhook a bra. And all I really want is for her to go down low. Before you know it's
Oh, God. Yeah.
We play way too much before we hit record. My fucking face hurts.
Yeah. We played entirely too much. They all. Welcome to the BZ Podcast. It's Zay. It's Britt. Your favorite podcasters, I'd hope.
Yeah.
Y'all alright. I ain't even gonna ask how y'all doing.
He says y'all alright. We're gonna just imagine.
Yeah, right?
That you guys are doing well.
Yeah, I hope everything's good. Everything's great. Everything's
Let's get
wonderful.
into it, nigga. Come on.
Alright.
All right. Let's do a recap, Zay. What happened this week? Anything worth talking about?
What happened this week? I was very tired this week. But aside from that, do have some dope news. So my aunt sent my mother a package, and in that package, it contained a whole bunch of family history. I don't know much about our family. I've been told a lot of our history has been like verbally passed on, but like nobody's ever really
black, like
pretty much. Right?
It's any type of family history is super valuable, especially in our community.
Yeah, so
much has been lost.
So much has been lost. We have like this. I bet you there's a lot of stuff like on my mother's side. I know basically almost nothing about my father's side, like past my grandparents or my grandparent. I never met his side, but this is my mother's side history, and we found out some dope information. Going through it, I got to read through it a little bit more, but going through it, some of the documentation is nuts. Like, the documentation would say, like, the person's name, and it would say whether they can read and write, and or whether they were illiterate or something like that. And I think it's wild because that was something you really held on to. And from reading this information, like, I found out, like, a lot of my family were very well educated. We owned land in the South, like, around the same time when people owned slaves. So I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how they were operating because they owned farms. Like, we owned a pecan farm, and apparently if you owned pecan, like, if you were a pecan farm, you were like, you got a little money. Got me a little money.
I don't even see it.
Right? So,
Stop. Yeah. Keep going, yo.
All right, yeah. So I don't know how much, like, I don't know how that works, how we owned land down there, but
I'm sorry. If you said this, I'm sorry. I may have spaced out for a second. Where is this at? Where in the South?
Oh, damn.
Did you say it?
No, I didn't say it.
Okay, good.
But now I can't remember.
Did I not hear that? Okay.
But now I can't remember. But well, we had family in Louisiana, and that's pretty much where my mother's mother, my grandmother, was from. I never met my grandparents, folks.
So do you remember around what year this was when they owned the farm?
You're looking at, like, I think anywhere between the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Well, I mean, not to say that makes sense, but that makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah, because after the Civil War ended in 1865, correct? Around that time? So,
yeah, I think so.
Come on, yo. We did this.
Well, I gotta listen to it, and so do the folks gotta listen to it too. If y'all want to know, go back a couple episodes, all right?
Slavery began to end.
We told y'all once.
I will say I did the bulk of that research, so.
Okay.
All right. So that is around the time when slavery began to start ending. You know, if you want to say it like that. So
still black was hot.
30.
Black was still hot.
Exactly. That's what I'm like. I mean, shit. It's still, we still But that's when it was first starting, where we were starting to get some sort of rights.
Yeah.
So depending on the slave and the relationship with the owner, they may have been left some land. You know what I mean? Okay. Or they may have been in a position where they were able to purchase land. I like watching those. You ever seen those shows on TV? I go through a lot, like On Demand and shit, like Xfinity, and you'll see like those shows where they do the family history. There's like 2 different shows. I can't think of. I
think it's like one lady that goes around and helps people like piece it together.
Yeah, and there's like another one that comes like on PBS or some shit. Anyway, anytime I see those types of shows, I scroll through to look for the black people because that's the only ones I'm truly interested in, because it's like difficult to find our history. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because it's like their history is also my history, so I like watching, them uncover stuff. And a lot of times it will come up that they were like landowners and stuff like that back in the early 1900s and late 1800s. Yeah. The lucky ones, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
And the people weren't still trapped.
You said Civil War. I had a great, I don't know how many greats it is. I gotta look at the information again. But I had a grandfather that fought in the Civil War on the Union side, and he had some sort of medal or something in the Black History Museum in D.C., which I haven't been to yet. So I gotta look that up.
The colored troops.
Yeah, the colored troops. Mm-hmm. So, that probably would have been.
I mean, I don't even know, honestly, if there were any Black people that fought for the Confederate side, because it was like towards the very, very end where they were like, you niggas can come help us fight. Yeah. And it was like so late. Like, I don't even know if it even actually happened, because by that time they got their asses kicked.
Somebody has a family member. Some Black person has a family member that fought on the Confederate side.
Well, they were trying to, because they were just trying to you know what I mean? Just find any way to get out.
Yeah, that is a weird.
Because before they didn't trust them, they thought that they would turn the guns on them, which may have very well been true.
Right.
They didn't want to give them any type of power, and it was to their own detriment.
Do you know anything about your family history?
Oh, no.
No, not much.
No, I have a family member that has done some pretty extensive research, but it's like nobody's really being like super adamant about getting it from her. Can somebody get the fucking information, please? Yeah. So it's like I'm not super close with her. It's like a great aunt or some shit. So I need to. I guess I can try to get in touch with her by myself. But I think this is my mom's side. I guess I don't know shit about my dad's side. Really, same like you.
Yeah.
But yeah, right, I know little bits and pieces of stuff, but nothing like that far back like you do.
Well, I think it's dope because now we have actual names and stuff like that. So like we have more information to go find more information before we just didn't have much. But that was pretty much my week. How was yours?
Same like you said, just super freaking tired, man. Maybe it was just something in the planets. I don't know.
We've been busy the last 3 weeks, though. Last 3 weeks, we've been out.
Too old be going out like this. Need my rest.
Right.
But yeah, just super tired. Ending the last week of February, waiting on payday. But and then my son had to do his Black History Month project.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing on?
Lord Jesus, he did Muhammad Ali.
Why you say it like it's a bad
I
thing?
know, because it's just like so basic. Like, damn, nigga, like I want him to do something like nobody ever heard of. I want to be like, ooh, who's that? Like, Shay wanted to be generic as fuck. Of course, his class, I don't know what the other kids were doing. I don't know if it was just his class, but they had to choose from famous Black athletes. That was like their category.
Why? So hold your horses. Why they have to be famous Black athletes?
I don't know, maybe the other classes, I don't know, maybe they divided it up in categories. I'm not sure.
I hope so. You hear me?
No, it wasn't. Oh, shut up. It wasn't like that. I think each grade probably had to do something different. I see what you're saying. No, I think each grade had to do something different. And honestly, them little niggas probably picked that. Yeah, let's do basketball plays.
Did you say he wanted
to do it? He wanted, of course, the first thing he says, it was a long list. First thing he picks, of course, is Michael Jordan. I'm like, no. Well, LeBron did. No.
Yeah,
like,
Michael Jordan ain't do shit. Michael Jordan hasn't really done much at all.
It's like so generic.
I mean, yeah, but basketball wise, it's great. But like outside of basketball, like you can find so many other people.
Yeah, like just super generic. So then I asked you who's Bill Russell, and you gave me the rundown on Bill Russell. So I said, ooh, that sounds awesome. So of course he's like, nah, no. I told him everything about what he did. He's like, please no. I'm like, really, really, Shay? So then I said, how about Jack Johnson?
Say he ain't make Space Jam.
So he ends up picking Muhammad Ali. I don't even know how he even knows about Muhammad Ali. Maybe he just heard the name. So I said, all right, at least he got a little more,
Yeah.
Whatever.
You said Jack Johnson? I'm sorry. Yeah. You said Jack Johnson before?
Yeah.
Yo, all right. So if y'all don't know who Jack Johnson is, Jack Johnson was like the first, not the first, but like a black heavyweight, very famous black heavyweight. And I hope it is Jack Johnson. I think it is Jack Johnson.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so crazy story about him. Like, he was running around with white women. Like, this is at a time where, like, just being black can get you killed. Mm-hmm. Yo, they said he was speeding in, like, the back country road somewhere down south. And he got pulled over by the police. And this is a time when, like, if they pulled you over, they can write your ticket. And you can pay your ticket all in once. Mm-hmm. So he's speeding. Cop pulls him over. The cop gives him the ticket. And it was like $100. Jack Johnson gave this dude two $100 bills, gave him $200 and said, I'll be speeding on the way back. Gangster.
Yo, this nigga was a fucking Aries, yo. That sounds like some Aries ass shit.
Yeah.
March 31st. It says he's born in 1878, died in 1946. Good lord.
Those I can't even imagine those years, yo. Those years is nuts.
Like those years existed.
Right.
But yeah, he said on to Muhammad Ali. And then, of course, I hit him up and like asked him how his project went, like, over the weekend. And he's like, yeah, another kid picked Muhammad Ali. Dumb, nigga, that's why I said don't do it, God. What?
Is it God?
What? So anyway, so let's rewind back, though. The part that just ended off this trash-ass Black History Month. And we're going to get into how trash it was, which I'm sure you guys all know, but we just going to do a little recap anyway. But, so I'm at work. And some of y'all may have seen this if you're friends with me on Instagram. But my coworker is like, hey, what are you doing tonight? This was Thursday. What are you doing tonight? And I'm like, oh, I'm working on a Black History Month project with my son. Oh, it's Black History? When is Black History Month?
Oh, God.
He's like, is it in March? I was like, February. Now, it's fucking February 27th. I'm like, it's February. He's like, oh, I never knew that. I said, Jesus Christ.
Yo, mind you, she works at a school, yo.
Oh, Jesus.
She works at a school, and is he a teacher there?
No, he's a teacher's assistant. He's not making any lesson plans or anything, but ain't no fucking excuse.
I'm gonna need my teachers in Philadelphia to know when Black History Month is. Philadelphia, a black ass city. Black
as shit. And it's not like he's from here. He Jewish. We know about the damn Holocaust. The fuck? I need you to know about some black shit.
Oh, God.
We in this together.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up. We expect people to act right during Black History Month, and we got people that don't even know it's Black History Month.
I mean,
in the last week of it,
no malice in the way he said it. Like,
he was genuinely confused.
Come on, bruh. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. You could have kept that to yourself. Yeah, come on, man. Kept that to your damn self.
How trash was Black History Month?
All right, so I don't know if y'all saw somebody compiled a list of all the fuckery that happened every day of the month. Now, some of the stuff was a little, y'all reaching, but it was still a good amount. Like, my thing was, a lot of this stuff that came out in February didn't necessarily happen in February. It just came out in February. So it's like, were you motherfuckers waiting to drop this shit now? You know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff did literally happen in February, but a lot of it happened before. It's old shit. It's just like all of a sudden, it's like this month, we decided to just show our asses. So, all right, what we got? All right, so on the 1st, it came out that the governor of Virginia, some old photos resurfaced of him dressing in blackface next to somebody in a KKK suit. And then the next day, came out another photo of him wearing shoe polish, dressing up as, who was it, Michael Jackson?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a photo. I think he admitted to doing that.
Oh, what did he say? And I also did. What? Why would he? Oh, well, y'all must not have seen the photo where I did this too. It's okay.
Oh, y'all really want to
did
be
it more
mad.
than
I dressed
once.
up as the king of pop.
Y'all thought that was bad. You heard about what Michael did lately?
Right? Uh-oh. Come on,
Oh,
we only got a little bit longer to enjoy the catalog.
Child, man, I'm about to get to deleting. His name is. I was looking for his name, Ralph Northam. Northam.
He sound racist.
I don't even care about mispronouncing his name. Fuck him.
Ralph Northam.
So on the 3rd of February, 4 more people in a coming out in blackface. I guess they put 4 more people on blast. I don't even care to look up their names right now because same old shit, different day. On the 5th, Liam Neeson, that bullshit came out about him going.
We didn't even talk about that when that happened, did we? I don't think we did. We never covered it.
Nah, we didn't. He was going nigger hunting. Any black person he could find, to avenge his friend. Yeah. So, on the 7th of February, Gucci blackface turtleneck made an appearance.
Okay.
So, I didn't even hear about this one. I don't know if y'all did. So, on February 8th, Adidas had, I don't know if this is when they pulled it or when they released it. I guess this is when they first released it, the all white sneaker during their Black History Month line.
Yeah. I didn't hear about that until I saw it on this video.
Right. I said they had a line for Black History Month? But what?
I mean, I like Adidas and all, but who's really, like, paying attention to their lines?
What?
I
didn't even see it be promoted.
Cool,
I don't know. But anyway, they, part of the line, it was like a few shoes that were mostly like black and purple and red. And then the last shoe they released was all white. And people just like, went crazy. How dare you release a white shoe during Black History Month? No white nothing. All black everything, nigga. Like, yo, I was cracking up like that. Oh, the outrage.
Yeah, that's
fuck.
Yeah, I really don't care about a white shoe.
Who gives a shit? Yo, and then somebody said, I don't know if how true this is. You know what I mean? I take this shit with a grain of salt that I'm reading on the internet. But somebody says that they went into a shoe store and they were questioning an employee about why is there a white shoe that's part of the Black History collection. And the person said, well, the shoe's made out of 100% cotton. Now, I don't know if this employee was black or white. Like, that's why I'm like,
I think it's bullshit. You want to know I think it's bullshit? I think somebody
just saying that, yeah.
You want to know I think it's bullshit? Who goes to the sneaker store and asks the employee why this brand made a decision?
Yeah,
on
like
the sneaker?
They fucking made it.
Cut
like,
it out,
the fuck up, dick. How old are you?
Right, cut it out.
Cut the fuck out.
Funny comment, though.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely
whoever posted it's funny, but that ain't happened. Sorry, Jack.
So, okay. So, and then also, the Katy Perry shoe got a bunch of backlash.
I didn't hear about that.
I saw it briefly because somebody I follow posted about it because they were saying that that's bullshit. Because they also showed pictures that she has these shoes with the face on them, and they just happen to be in the line of a bunch of different colors. One of the colors is black. Of course, that's the one that they decide to call her out on. But if you look up the collection, there's also, I think, like a red pair and a blue pair and a white pair, I think. The little ugly ass face on it. So it's like, try again. All right. Okay, so let's skip down. There's a bunch of other little bullshit that happens not even worth talking about because I don't know how valid it is. So jump down to February 21st. That's when the whole Jussie situation started to blow up.
All right, with Jesse, yo. So I did something that I advise every last one of y'all to do. I went back and listened to his or watched his like Good Morning America interview, whoever he was talking to. Mm-hmm. Please watch that, yo, because he is acting his ass off. So he is doing the best acting job. Not even the best acting job, but like it's so gross. So I fought back.
I fought the fuck back.
Yeah, he was like
the little dramatic pauses.
He was like, he punched me. I got up and I punched his ass back.
And I was like,
this is the most made up story in the world. This is online with like Soulja Boy telling that story with him shooting the guns. I was like, pop, pop, pow, pop.
Pow, pow.
Please watch that. Please watch that again, yo. Please watch that again because we were believing him at this time. Well, I don't know. I wasn't really believing him.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it was 100%. I was just like, what is going on here? All right, I'm tired of talking about him. Next.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So on the 22nd of February, there was a runaway slave game that was played in Loudoun County.
Where's Loudoun County?
I don't know. What the fuck is a runaway slave game?
I don't know. Like, who comes up with these games?
Is that what it said?
Yeah, that's what it says.
That one, like
Loudoun County.
Runaway slave game.
Runaway slave game. It's in Virginia. Virginia's a theme for
Virginia.
For
been cutting up.
Virginia cutting up. They're having a rough month. They're having a rough go at it, huh?
Seriously.
Yeah, that's nuts. Runaway slave game.
I thought Loudoun was in Virginia. I didn't want to say that. When you said it, I was like,
That's
where I grew up, guys, if you don't know. I grew up in Virginia. Not in that county, though.
All right, what else we got? What else we got?
Wait. I'm on an article about it. Hold on.
All right.
Well, what the fuck? How you play look at me. How you play the game?
Is the game fun? Like...
Oh, my God. All right. So it said, oh, no. It says...
Yeah, shut up.
The incident came a week after the Times-Mirror broke a story about a physical education lesson at Madison Trust that saw students acting as slaves escaping through the Underground Railroad. What? The group entered the school's vestibule by following a parent and student who were cleared by staff to enter. What? All right, that ain't got shit. Sorry, y'all. I thought you were going to say how the game was played. How you play the shit?
So they were running.
Did they set up cones?
All right, so is this a Black History Month like lesson? Do we get mad at this?
I want to know how to instruct. I want to know how you play it. How you play this shit.
Nigga, you run as fast as you fucking can to get away from white people.
Yeah, but that's not like, did they divide them up? Like, all right, all the white kids over here. Oh, wait. All right, so they divided up into 6 groups and were instructed to overcome some sort of physical obstacle, including scootering between different stations and moving through hula hoops. But God. Did they? So I guess what made it wrong was the fact that they called it. To some kids told their parents, "I played a runaway slave game today at school." Child. They should have just called it an obstacle course. What the fuck?
Why they have to be runaway slaves? Only in Virginia.
Not only in Virginia.
Not only, but what I'm saying, in February, only in Virginia for sure.
Apparently, yeah. Moving on. I'll look more into that later. All right. So, I don't know if y'all heard this one. On the 26th of February, it came out that Maryland, what the fuck is she? Doesn't matter. She's some sort of representative or something. Mary Ann Lasanti, she called PG County a nigger district. And then, but this happened in January, and it came out in February. And then when she was caught, she was like, "Oh, I'm sickened that the word came out of my mouth." Bitch, shut up. No, you not.
I'm sickened. It's not hard not to say it.
I'm sickened by myself. A nigger district? Like, come on, dog. Like, whatever. Okay, so then, to bring it full circle, we're going to go right back to the 1st. And on the 27th, the dude on the 1st, the governor on the 1st who was caught in blackface, his wife, because they from southern Virginia, his wife.
Yeah, I feel like racists say white different.
White.
Yeah, they say that they really get that H in it. They get that H. They're like white.
White people.
White people.
All right.
White cake.
White cake.
White pizza.
Shut up, yo. Oh my goodness. All right. So anyway, his wife, during a tour of the governor's mansion, I guess that's a thing to do down there. I mean, when I grew up in Virginia, we used to take a lot of like tours of random shit. I guess anywhere you live, you guys, when you're a kid, you take tours of random political buildings and shit like that. So anyway, they're taking a tour to the governor's mansion, and she asked black children, while giving them a piece of raw cotton that I guess they grow on the grounds there, to imagine what it was like being slaves. Now,
fuck I want to imagine that for, yo?
What she's like, bitch, what she said in her defense was that she does that for every tour. It just so happened that these 2 black children were the closest to her. Honey, fuck out of here. You know what the fuck he was doing. You know,
pass me some time, yo.
Listen, I had a meeting today with these 2 older people, my friends. Now we're friends at this point, 2 of my clients, and they're like in their 70s, so they done seen some shit. And especially my the woman that I work with, she's like literally used to picket on the lines back in the day during the civil rights movement and stuff like that. And she's just talking about like she's been a pretty established lawyer in the city for years and years. Anyway, she was just talking about how, not trying to offend nobody, but talking about how like white people like to play tag, like to just fuck with you to see what you gonna do.
What do you
know
what
I'm
mean
saying?
by tag?
Like playing tag, like I'm gonna fuck with you. What you gonna do back? Just for amusement. So that's why I'm like, bitch, you knew what you was doing by doing that to those children, by giving them that cotton. Shut the fuck up. If there was a mixture of students and you saw that there's 2 black children next to you, your brain, you should already known that ain't a good idea. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to fuck with them.
No, her brain literally went to cotton. Oh, cotton. This is where this belongs here.
You imagine that. Your ancestors did this. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure because, I don't know what the demographic is down there and, you know, what type of children, what's the mixture, but I know it ain't all black kids. How about you give it to children, give it to little white kids. They can imagine shit. What the fuck? Bitch.
Yeah, it's
what the fuck she was doing.
Especially with the shit that's happening, I believe, with
that's what I'm saying. Like, and then with your husband, your husband received the whole month that went on. So it's like, cut it out. Cut the shit. You knew what the fuck you were doing.
Yeah, that's it.
Slap that bitch. So, I don't even know if something happened on the 28th. Shit. Did anything? I don't even want to talk about this shit no more.
Alright. So, we'll move on. Well, I guess the question is, like, do you think we even need a Black History Month anymore? Like, what is it doing for us?
At this point?
Yeah, it seems like all we do is cover the same people.
Or just prompt us to want to do our research when we should just be doing the shit anyway. I feel you.
Yeah, I kind of don't want no token month. Like, don't give me no token month where I feel acknowledged. Like, that seems
especially
very
after this
demeaning.
month. Especially at this month when they decide to show out. Oh, we about to shit on it. We about to shit on 8 month.
Right. But like, I always kind of had a problem with it though. Like, just like what? Because I bet you when they declared it, we probably should have did a little research. But like, when was it declared it was Black History Month? I bet you there was people definitely like happy about it. I don't like trivial,
in the beginning, I'm sure.
Yeah, but my thing is like I don't like trivial trophies. Like I don't like. This doesn't mark any change. Like what they're gonna give us? We get a little slide or something. Like what are we talking about, yo? Like it's kind of gross, tell you the truth. Because it's something that we'll celebrate.
It's saying that it started. Well, it actually started as Negro History Week in 1926. Or it was just a week.
We know where this stemmed. This is where it stemmed from.
Yeah, and so 1926, and then I'm trying to see when it became a full month. I think I saw 1970, but
I want to do a little like I mean. I know we're throwing out like when it was like started, but like I do want to do it a little justice and actually find out like who started it, like why was it created, like is it something that we came up with?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Ain't no, they didn't give a fuck. Of course it's not. But it said that Kent State University, Black United Students, I guess it was some sort of, union. They kind of got it going. And the first one took place January 2nd, 1970 to February 28th, 1970. So it was a 2-month-long thing. But yeah, that's something to look more into later.
Yeah, like I just don't know at this point. At this point, like, what do we? Like, it should be Black History Month all year round.
There's one in Ireland.
Is there? That's interesting.
That's what it's saying. I'm on Wikipedia. I don't know.
Yeah, anybody can type anything.
Yeah, that's all I gotta know. Anyway.
Yeah, I just wonder, like, I don't know. I don't want these. I don't need validation in the form of y'all giving me a month. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know.
I feel like it's nice to have, but at this point, I feel like it was not. I don't know. At this point, I don't think it's. Damn it! I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel. I like that it motivates people to want to celebrate and do research, but I feel like at this point people do it all the time.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, just with the exchange of information nowadays, I feel like people are always posting about historically Black figures and people that we didn't know about and things like that. I was like, honestly, I feel like this was the first time in my lifetime that I didn't learn shit this month. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything this month that even made me feel like it was a celebration of Black history. You know, maybe I wasn't in the right places at the right time. Mm-hmm. I just saw the bullshit.
But speaking directly to you, are you waiting for this month to learn something?
No. I'm not, but I'm saying, like, normally it's thrown in your face.
Yeah.
You know, like, Black History Month.
Well, we got all the bullshit, though. We got all the bullshit. That was kind of got eclipsed.
Hot ass mess.
Speaking of validation, though, did you see the Oscars was last week and Spike Lee got his first award?
I mean, first of all, weren't we boycotting the Oscars last year?
Yeah, Oscars was so white last year. That was a hashtag.
I'm not big on award shows anyway, but
neither am I.
Everybody's watching it, and at that point, I didn't feel like turning it on, so I was like, whatever.
Yeah, but, you know, Oscar so white, that was last year.
And I saw the hashtag Oscar so black this year, so I'm like, I was confused.
Well, they made it, I'm hearing, I didn't watch it, obviously, because neither of you are into that, for real.
I felt like that was like, was that on purpose?
Yo, yeah, of course. Of course it was. They made an effort to incorporate, and that's cool. It's all with the right mindset behind it. Mm-hmm. Still got a little bit of a side eye.
I mean, especially from Spike Lee. I'm so tired of seeing that.
Spike Lee, yeah, Spike Lee. Well, first of all, BlacKkKlansman was a good movie, so I'm not going to knock him for that. Mm-hmm. But Spike Lee was one of the main people last year, boycotting it, and now they gave him a gift. Son, somebody took a picture, and caught him in midair jumping in Samuel L. Jackson's arms when they announced him as the winner.
A fucking chimpanzee, nigga. Like, why are you jumping? I am. Why are you jumping like a monkey on stage? Like, I was mad as shit. Like, really? Like, you did not keep that same energy at all.
Nope.
You could have did that in private if you really wanted to, but I'm just like, damn, how down are you for real?
Well, Snoop said it, man. Like, we don't need the awards.
Illuminati ass nigga.
Yeah, he was like, we don't need your award. You already good in the hood. You already won.
Yeah, like, you could have went up like, all right, like, thanks. You were just over the moon.
That was a time to really make a statement. Well,
I
didn't. You know what? I didn't watch his speech though, so I'm gonna be quiet.
I mean,
I don't know what he said.
I don't know. I ain't watched speech, but the jump share that showed the true feelings.
Yeah, I mean,
I ain't gonna go. We ain't gonna go too
yeah,
hard.
I'm not gonna go too hard until I watch the whole joint. But I just found it. I saw that picture and it made me a little mad.
I'm gonna cut it out.
All right, so recently. Maybe it's a little bit of a positive note, kind of been a downer. Mm-hmm. New York passes a hair discrimination law. You hear about this?
I saw, but I didn't really read it.
All right, so in New York, this is New York only, natural hair textures cannot be discriminated against at work, schools, or other public places. The law not only covers natural hair, but also hairstyles related to racial identities, locks, cornrows, braids, is it Bantu knots? Mm-hmm. Bantu knots, fades, afros, or the right to keep hair in an uncut or trimmed state.
Yo, people be hating against fades? The fuck?
Yeah, nigga, fade smooth as shit, nigga. If I had hair, I have a fade right now.
Fade. What? A fade?
Yeah, I ain't shit.
Alright, anyway.
And violations of this law are subject to a $250,000 fine.
Now,
what do you think?
What I think is, now, if it's a blatant, like, somebody is already in the workplace and you go to them like, hey, would you change your hair? Or, or like, that poor kid who had to, cut off his locks. Okay,
that was in Jersey. I think that was in Jersey.
Really?
Yeah.
But my thing is, if you're going on a job interview and you don't get hired because of your hair, how do you know? That's you know what I'm saying? They could be discriminating in their head, not necessarily saying anything. So there's still going to be discrimination. That's only going to be able to be, what's the word? Enforced if it's like somebody's blatantly telling you at work you can't wear your hair like that. But as far as like discriminating against people while they're interviewing for a job, that's still going to happen.
I mean, yeah, there's no way you can
know
really,
what I mean? Yeah.
You can't eliminate that. But I'm talking as far as like, I guess in certain places there's policies and stuff that like you can't do certain things that would only
did they put hair color in there? Because
I don't know.
But I know that'd be a thing too.
There's certain things that only apply to a certain demographic, usually black people, that you can't do with your hair, or the natural look is usually frowned upon. All right, so I'm bald and I'm a black guy, so I don't really have a fight in this game. But I do find it interesting that, like, this is an example of an establishment, New York being the establishment, recognizing black people and mostly black women are more or less forced to adopt a European style of beauty, and there's like a standard that they kind of have to meet in order to operate in society. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Salute to New York for that. I think it's crazy that there had to be legislation passed for you to wear the hair that grows out of your head. That's a little nuts. For some years, we've seen like the natural movement get bigger. And I'm curious if this law being passed in New York will liberate and motivate more people to go natural. Like, how many people... I'm saying this because how many people do you think would say, I don't want to go natural because it's not... It's against policy, or it's against... it's frowned upon in the workplace if I come with my natural hair.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You think that's a lot?
A lot of people feel that way?
Yeah, like, you can't, like, no.
I can see that being a thing, though, but I don't think that would be, like, the only reason why somebody wouldn't go natural. Or to wear their natural hair out at work. I don't know. This is really sticky. This is a really sticky topic.
You try to navigate it, right? Because, I mean, it is a touchy topic, yo. It is a very touchy topic, so I'm trying to walk on eggshells. I don't want to say nothing to trigger anybody, but, I mean, we know some people. Like, I know some women that will never go natural. And they say certain things that I think is a little crazy. Like, they'll just be like, well, natural doesn't look good on everybody.
And that's also too just not knowing what to do, not knowing how to do it, and it's a lot of fucking work. Yeah,
that's so
a lot of work. Wearing your hair natural and wearing it out, it's a lot. That's why my hair is locked. I don't got time, man.
Do you think it's crazy though? Like, I understand it's a lot of work, but do you think it's nuts? I think you mentioned like somebody was a grown woman that like didn't know how to do her hair. Like, she never wore it. Is that a thing? Is that like not normal, but like, does that happen a lot? Like that some women just don't know how to take care of their natural hair?
Well, if you want to break it down,
go ahead.
You want to break it the fuck down.
Break it down. I want to learn.
It started from back coming up in this white society where back in the day you had to, fit in. Especially when we were first starting to be trying to get accepted into society, we had to fit in with this European standard of beauty. So that's where you get back to the hot combs. And before, there's relaxers, we're pressing our hair out, trying to make it straight, trying to look acceptable. You know what I mean? With limited resources. And then, I mean, of course, in the 60s and 70s, you know, you had the natural hair movement. It's just like a bunch of back and forth. But in general, we were taught, you know, I mean, not even taught. It's just, that's just our society. That's just globally, it's a problem with us holding the European standard of beauty as, you know, just, that's just the top dog, you know what I mean, as what we all should aspire to look like. So with us growing up, especially, I don't know about, I mean, the younger generation now, I don't think really a lot of parents are putting chemicals in their little girls' hairs as much as when maybe I was younger. But, you know, we grew up getting relaxers, getting our hair straightened out. And because our parents were ignorant, they didn't know really how damaging it was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, truly how damaging it was, because more information is out now about it. But just years of, and then they're just doing what their parents did, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they were raised. That's how their parents did their hair. They're doing their kids the same way. So, and like I said, maintaining natural hair is not an easy feat. So if you see, I don't make your hair straight, boom, bam, it's much easier, you know, I'm going to do it that way. So then if you're growing up and you're always getting relaxed, you're always getting your hair straightened, and all of a sudden you decide to go natural, it's a whole nother ball game. You know what I'm saying? You really do have to learn how to do it. And like when I went natural, I was 14. No, I was 16. So this is 2002, 2003. And only reason I went natural is because I was getting relaxers on my hair. I used to like to dye my hair all the time, and the shit broke the fuck off, which is a typical story for us black girls. Hair breaks off from the fucking chemicals, and then we got to figure out what the fuck we're going to do with it. So, you know, I wore braids, I wore micro braids to grow it out, and then I started trying to figure it the fuck out. And there wasn't no YouTube back in 2002. Nah. So, thank God I still had the internet, though. So, I'm scouring the internet trying to find natural hair message boards and just trying to figure it out. I look the fuck crazy.
I think it's so crazy, like, and this is me speaking from the outside. I think it's so nuts that, like, we can get to 2002. And, you know, God bless our parents. Parents tried to do the best they could with what they had. You know what I'm saying? You can always improve upon. Everybody thinks they're going to do it better than their parents, but there's going to be something that you fall short when you're a parent. But, like, how does that not get communicated? You know what I'm saying? Also, like, how does that get lost
I just thought
in
of something else. Right, I just thought of something else, too. Because, like, a lot of the hairstyles that we know how to do for natural hair were for little girls. Too. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I knew how to do my younger sister's hair in little girl styles. I didn't know how to do any like teenage or adult styles. You know what I mean? Of course, wearing braids, but you don't always want to wear braids.
Was there examples of it present when you was like making the decision to go natural? Was there examples?
I had to search online. Yeah, and luckily, thank God, I found a message board where there's this little community of women that will post pictures and tips and stuff like that. But you know what I mean? Just on the everyday, not really, not many examples, just braids. You know, and after a while, you don't want to fucking wear braids all the time. So that's why I'm like, at least now there's a plethora of information, which is awesome, but it's very time consuming. And I mean, a lot of women are natural. They still wear pieces in their hair, or they wear braids or whatever they want to, wigs, whatever, because it's really just for time. And, you know, it's fun to wear different hairstyles and shit, too. So, I mean, a lot of women, they wear natural hairstyles. It might be fake hair, but it's still a natural style. It's not necessarily straight, you know?
Yeah.
But, man, it's a commitment for sure.
Nah, for sure. I mean, I see it. I've seen it. I've seen you have to do your hair. I mean, that's like a how many hour ordeal?
Depends.
Y'all shoulders is strong as shit, y'all. I lift my arm up for 2 minutes, y'all. I'm over here in agony.
Yeah, shoulders be dead. But once you find a style, like for me, 2-strand twist and twist outs were my fucking jam. Like once I learned that, I said, "Oh, we in here." But it's still, but it's still, you know, it still requires a lot of maintaining. But it's really just finding something that works for you. It's really not difficult once you get the hang of it and figure out what to do. But
do you think this is going to aid in like showing showing that your natural state. I'm talking just in New York. I wish they can do like some type of survey to see how this impacts the community. But do you think this is going to aid in showing the younger generation that your natural state is beautiful? Do you think it plays any part in that?
I think it depends on who they're around in their immediate environment, which will help motivate them and how they feel about themselves. Because I still hear that fucking good hair, bad hair shit all the time, which pisses me off.
Yeah.
I hate hearing that. Oh, I don't got good hair, or she has good hair, or you know what I'm saying?
You know, it'd be so nuts.
All like, hair is good hair. So, like, Zay said he's bald. All hair is good hair, bitch.
I keep my shit clean as shit. What you talking about?
I'm just saying, like, how you have this hair growing out of your head. It's all good.
Nothing's more
such
interesting.
Thing as bad hair.
Nothing's more interesting than hearing somebody say, like, hearing somebody say, "I wish my hair looked like this," and it'll be like a full-fledged black girl saying it, and the picture would be like, I don't know, like a exotic looking girl, or be like, "Why can't my hair look like this?"
I know, but on the other end, it's funny because people with straight hair want curly hair. Everybody wants what they don't have. Like me, I love that thick, coarse hair. I love it. Like I just wish my hair is fucking thin. It's fucking thin and floppy and shit. Like it's mad frizzy. Like I always look like I've been rolling around on the ground and shit. Like my hair mad frizzy.
Me, I like hair. Period.
Thank you. That's why like all hair is good hair. But
no, I don't have any. So
no,
like,
I know. That's what I was saying to your point. Like people want to say good hair, bad hair. Like the fuck.
All right. Man weaves.
Oh shit, those are my shit. I love me some man weaves.
Yeah,
they're so
man weaves.
interesting.
I can never do it.
I just like watching.
I couldn't do it, but it's ridiculous, yo. I showed it to my mom.
What'd she say?
Oh, it was hilarious, yo. I wish I could get my mom to do like reaction videos. She was watching the video. She was like, "What is going on?" Yo, she said, she looked at me and she said this, and I can't explain it, but she was like, "This makes me feel sad."
Aw. Why?
I don't know.
Women been doing it forever.
I don't know, but it's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot.
They putting that glue directly on the scalp, though. I'm like, I guess they do that with women, too. Brain. I don't know.
They're going straight to their
I never
brain.
really got into the weave roll like that. Once weaves were popping, I was already, like, growing my hair out.
When were weaves popping? They got popping? When did they get popping?
I mean, once people started doing a lot of, like, sewing in the tracks and all that type of stuff, like, by the time that was going on, I was natural. So I was like, oh, man. I wanted to have a little fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that, like, a thing of it, too? Like, it's just, like, fun?
Hell yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Just do whatever.
Don't do whatever. Don't do whatever. Oh, I've seen whatever.
It'd be a good whatever.
You know, I hate them lace fronts that look like a little moon crescent across their forehead.
Oh, I know. But now you see when they got the baby hairs.
Them shits be gross.
They got the baby hairs now. Them jokes be popping.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
I don't think, even if I didn't have locks, I probably wouldn't do the lace fronts. That's just, I don't look good with straight hair. But I definitely miss getting braids, though.
Yeah.
Even though I have locks, I know it sounds weird, but I miss getting braids. It's different. It's different, damn it.
Could you see yourself with anything but locks at this point?
I remember how I looked when it was out, when I used to wear like twist outs and shit. That's how my hair was when I was in college, whatever. Same shit, whatever.
I should get a man wave for fun one time, just like you did once.
What would you? If you did it, would you? What style would you get? Would you get something outrageous, like a full head of locks or some braids?
There's no reason not to.
Super high top,
nigga,
curly fade.
I'm going locks. I'm going locks.
Get an S curl.
I'm going get the Bobby Valentino
with the fade, yo. You see when they do the fades? I'm like, yo.
They be clean as shit. Nah, I'm doing freeform locks, yo. I'm going all the way out there.
Oh shit.
I think I'll only do it just for the gag. I'd only do it for material for the podcast. That's it. That's the only reason. Process. But back to what we were saying. We keep on getting off.
as far as, I think it's really like who you're around, which would inspire you to want to be natural or not. And then too, I mean, you have to go through that awkward stage of when you're transitioning from, relaxing your hair to going natural. And considering, like, our hair is curly, you know what I'm saying? So your hair is going to look way shorter than it actually is. So that's annoying too. So it's like you walk around looking bald headed, and it's like, I'm not bald though. Like, this fucking shrinkage. But that's why I wore braids. Like, that was my shit while I was growing my hair out until it was long enough to do something with it. I love me some braids. But do whatever works for you as long as you ain't fucking up your hair.
This is true. But I hear the term protective styles. Mm-hmm. Aren't some protective styles bad for your hair?
Well, those aren't protective styles. You can't call everything everything ain't a protective style. If you're putting glue around your edges, that's not protecting shit.
Gotcha.
Protective styles, though, like, like when they say protective styles, that's just like so you're not fucking with your hair so much. You know what I mean? So if you're putting, like, say, braids in your hair, you're letting your hair just kind of rest. You're not always blow drying it and fucking with it and blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you're right. It depends on who you're around. I got a quick little story. I might have shared it before. I was at the basketball courts one time, and the kids were playing before the adults were about to get on the court. And there was a little girl on the sideline, and she was playing with dolls. It's a little black girl. Mm-hmm. And her father was standing right next to her. And he's on his phone. She's playing with these dolls, and I'm looking, and all the dolls were your traditional Barbie, your white Barbies. And I didn't know I always thought it was important to have representation, even down to the toys that they play with, but I never really saw it in person. I do have a younger sister, but she grew up with 3 boys, so like she wasn't even into dolls like that, to be completely honest. But as I'm watching this girl play with, and I'm just like, all right, am I looking at the point in time where she is understanding or being told what beauty is? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm looking at her father. I'm like, bruh, like maybe you should try to nip that or try to take control of that situation. So I do think it's important. I do think it's who you're around. Well,
I can flip that shit real quick.
Go for it.
Because growing up, I don't know about now. Maybe they got some natural dolls with actual natural hair. But growing up, we had black dolls and baby dolls that still had straight hair.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, your skin looks like mine, but your hair's still straight. So that's still not promoting my natural beauty. And I think the closest thing we had when we were kids, I don't know if you girls remember the Kenya doll, which was like the fucking shit. Like her hair looked like maybe if you like blow dried your hair out. Like it had a little frizz to it, but it still was straight. But it came with little beads and shit. Like I love braid up my little Kenya doll hair. But yeah, well, I don't really remember having, or we had like, or the doll babies would have like curly hair, but it'd still be like silky curls. Like that ain't no damn natural curl. Give me some frizz. Give me some naps.
Do you think it's important to have that? Teach me
how to deep condition and detangle.
Do you think it's important to have that at the doll level?
Yeah. Okay. Hell yeah. Because like you said, you're looking at this and, you know, you don't want to put in your idea, oh, I wish my hair was like that. No. Whatever hair you have is good enough. It's good. It's perfect. All types of hair.
It's great.
It is. It's yours.
Aw.
Right. Dun, dun, dun. Little rainbow and shit.
Right? The more you know.
All right, let's wrap this shit up. What else we got?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Well, I got something to talk about.
What you got?
Oh, so tonight, I mean, today is Sunday, March 3rd. So this isn't going to get released until tomorrow, but the first, I guess it's a 2-part thing, the Michael Jackson thing is coming out. Tonight. I ain't even. 8:00, I believe, on HBO.
Oh,
fuck, I don't even think I'm ready to watch it. Maybe I'll watch this shit tomorrow. That's in the second part tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling around 8:00. It's like 6:30 right now.
You gonna send that link? Send that link to me. I know how you.
I have a login.
Oh, excuse me. Guess
I
we
could
moving
try
on
to
up.
find a
We
link.
moving on up in Philadelphia, huh?
It depends. For certain things, I got certain shit.
I got the login on them now.
Yes.
You feel me?
I ain't paying for it.
Oh, shit.
No. I got a login. I'm sorry. I should have said a login.
Pass the login. Pass the login on.
It's my auntie login.
Come on, auntie. We all family.
She might be listening.
We family.
Just joking.
Cousin.
Anyway. I'm gonna say this real quick. So I don't know if you guys have seen the interviews that the two accusers have been going on. I think they were on like a Good Day America or some bullshit. And I caught it on somebody's Instagram. They were posting all the clips. Brother Jamal, he one of them hotep ass niggas.
Yeah.
Anyway, pretty much the angle that they're men now. The angle that the men are coming from was that the reason why they lied back then was because they were just so. I mean, like all of us were. Not all of us, of course. Not all of us, but the majority of people were just so infatuated with Michael. You know, it's just like, it's Michael Jackson. You know, they didn't want him to get in trouble. They didn't know that they were being abused because they loved him. You know what I'm saying? And they did feel uncomfortable about a lot of things, but they kind of put it to the side because it's like, it's Michael. So it can't be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Especially children. They're just like, well, Michael's asking me to do this. And it will start slow and progress. You know, it start with, a hand on the leg, a kiss on the forehead. And then they said it progressed from there. And he would tell them, you know, if you ever say anything, we're both going to get locked away forever in jail, yada, 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 da, 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 da. Because they were asking Wade Robinson, like, well, why did you still keep on wanting to be around him or keep vouching for him? Or why'd you try to, you know, work for him as you got older and stuff like that? And he's just like, you know, I loved Michael, but I was being abused. You know what I'm saying? And it was never a point where they felt like they got hurt, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there was ever literal intercourse, but they said that, like, oral sex happened, masturbation happened. So I don't know if they never felt like he hurt them, though. You know what I'm saying? He basically was brainwashing these little kids from what they're saying. And that's why they said that they just felt so confused because it's like that was their idol. I mean, it's kind of like the same thing with the R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? With those women, we're just like, it's R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? Like, anything goes pretty much. They don't feel like anything's doing wrong. It's because this person is a superstar. So, I don't know. I'm just sharing what I heard. Was
Wade Robinson the old, like, hip-hop dancing guy?
The choreographer, yep. So, yeah, we'll see.
What is it? It's 6:24?
I'm going to watch this.
6:25. I got to listen to all the Michael Jackson I can before 8 o'clock.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so done.
That's going to be hard. Like, how are people going to compartmentalize that?
Whatever.
You going to be able to get rid of that music, bro?
Yeah.
Do you have to get rid of the music?
I practice the form of letting go and not holding on to material items. Everything can go. Everything can go. You don't take anything with you. And I damn sure don't need to take no little dirty with me. So.
Do you, I mean, I think I asked this before. Like, do you think it's a little messed up that, like, he's not here to, like, fight any of this? It's kind of like they're going to put it out and there's nobody going to be, like, really going. I mean, his estate might go to bat for him, but, like, it's out there and the guy they're talking about isn't here to.
Well, that's why I want to watch it. To just see how I feel about what they have to say. You know?
But at the end
either, even if he was here, even if he was alive, like, what's he gonna say? You can just I didn't do that. Like, you can just imagine what the fuck he's gonna say. Like, they're lies, all lies. Like, what is he gonna say? That's what he's gonna say. He's gonna deny it, of course. So, whatever. All right. I just want to see if I feel like what they're saying is genuine.
All right, so, but even that statement that you said, I'm playing devil's advocate. I gotta see what they're saying is genuine. Like, nobody was there but them and him. Are we showing video evidence? Like,
that's what I'm saying. I want to see
it's like,
what kind of other evidence they have to bring up that's going to validate their claims. That's what I mean. Like with the whole R. Kelly thing. I didn't know they were going to have all these people and witnesses and extra people going on besides the women. They had a bunch of other people saying shit, which helped, you know, the validity of their statements. So that's what I want to see, is if it's like people that worked in the house, if they'd be like, yeah, I thought this was a little weird, or if they have, you know what I mean? I just want to see what other evidence they have to back up these claims of these men. Okay. That's what I mean. So thank you for playing devil's advocate, so I can clear that up. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Well,
I'm ready. I've been preparing myself for weeks, so that's why I'm like confident in talking about this.
This is a rough one.
It is rough, but you know, wrong is wrong, and I can't be riding hard on R. Kelly if I'm not going to ride hard the same on MJ. So we gonna ride the boogie. Stop, bitch. That whisper. Oh no, my shit was Dangerous album. We're not gonna go down this road. We're not gonna go down this road. No, we're not. Not yet. Now. That's not even my jam, yo.
What's your jam?
I Can't Let Her Get Away.
How's it go?
Nobody's gonna know that song. It's like one of those random ones on the album. It wasn't a single. It was on the Dangerous album. And In the Closet. See? No, stop it. Don't get me started.
You're going to have to get rid of the Jackson 5.
Can't get ready. Oh, girl. Thought I had to love in the foot. Zay!
Come on. She over there dancing, y'all. I'm getting there. No. Slide and shit.
That's when he was still innocent. Can we keep the Jackson 5? Can we keep Jackson 5? He wasn't a little dirty yet.
Hey.
That's a valid argument.
You might be on to something. We might be able to keep, there's a caveat there. We might be able to keep Jackson 5. He wasn't doing nothing yet. It's just little Michael.
He wasn't doing nothing yet. He was just a little boy. He didn't do nothing yet. He just a little boy.
Missing out on his childhood.
Missing out on, he didn't diddle a little twiddle yet. He didn't diddle no twiddles yet.
Diddle no, that's sick.
Yeah.
Diddle
it is
no
sick.
Twiddles.
It's sick to diddle twiddles.
Ugh.
Or the twiddle diddles.
Ugh.
Don't twiddle no diddles.
Alright, we're rambling. Hey, thank y'all for listening. We appreciate y'all. You guys are great. You guys motivate us. Let's all watch this Michael Jackson thing so we can talk about it after.
Yeah.
And I hope y'all have a great week. I hope this episode helped you get you through your week.
Get your week started. Hey, giddy up, let's go. Hey, giddy up, let's go. Hey, fuck that week up. Fuck it up, fuck that week up.
Alright, so we out.
Lights, please. Lights, please. Lights, please. Turn off the lights. For now, everything just seems so right. And how you make the darkness seem so bright. I'm feeling like things gonna be alright. Lights, please. Lights, please. Turn off the lights. For now, everything just seems so right. And how you make the darkness seem so bright. I'm feeling like things gonna be alright. In the hotel, mirrors on the ceiling. She say she wanna blow L's. I hear her and I'm willing. But every time I smoke, well, a nigga mind gone. So that every word I spoke, well, I'm trying to put her on, but she couldn't hear me. I told her all about how we been living a lie. And that they love to see us all go to prison or die. Like, baby, look at how they show us on the TV screen. But all she ever want me to do is unzip her jeans. And all I really want is for her to get on top. Before you know it, she working, jerking it non-stop. And all that neck shit I was previously talking. It's now that wet shit that I'm currently lost in. And while that sweat drip, I am reminded all the times my brother told me that pussy is blinding. I'm finding the more I grow, the more y'all seem to stay the same. Don't even know the rules, but yet y'all trying to play the game. And ain't it shameful how niggas blame hoes for giving birth to a baby that took two to make? Coward nigga, you a fake. How you gon' look in your son's face and turn your back? They gon' start another family, dog. What type of shit is that? She said it's okay. Rubbed my hand and told me to relax. Laid a nigga down proper like she was recording tracks. Said I know you wanna change the world, world, but for the night, please. Just reach over and hit the lights, please. Lights, please. Lights, please. Turn off the lights. For now, everything just seems so right. And how you make the darkness seem so bright. I'm feeling like things gonna be alright. Lights, please. Lights, please. Turn off the lights. For now, everything just seems so right. And how you make the darkness seem so bright. I'm feeling like things gonna be alright. Lights, please. Lights, please. Lights, please. Lights, please. Turn off the lights. Lights, please.